Welcome to Mythos AI, your source for Cliff's Notes on complex subjects. Join Anna and Phil for yet another engaging conversation.
Ever get that feeling, scrolling online and it's like, hold on, haven't I seen this before?
Yeah.
Same kind of posts, same arguments, even like the same memes just recycled. It's like digital deja vu.
It's way more common than people realize, and it actually connects to this super interesting idea, the memetic wave, it's called.
Memetic wave. Okay, definitely haven't heard that one before. It sounds kind of ominous though, if I'm being honest.
Right.
What's the big deal if we're all kind of riding this wave? Help me out here.
So memetic wave, it's basically describing how online ideas, trends, even like whole ways of acting, they all start to, well, mimic each other. It's like everyone's reading from the same script, even if they don't know it.
So like those echo chambers you always hear about, but maybe even on a bigger scale?
You got it. Goes way beyond just being stuck in our own little bubbles, though.
Hmm.
To really get this memetic wave thing, you got to think about the internet itself, like its structure, the stuff it's built on that shapes what we experience online.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. But how do we even start unpacking something that big? We're talking like the whole internet here.
Here's what I want you to do. Imagine the internet's a house, right? You start with the blueprint, yeah. The foundation that everything else gets built on top of.
Yeah, okay, I follow. So what we're working with, what's the foundation of our internet house then?
So internet's got its own values that were there from the beginning. Like, think back to the early days, all those big ideas coming out of Silicon Valley. Individualism, that was huge E. Anyone, anywhere could express themselves, make a website, build their brand, all that.
Oh yeah, that classic, you can be anything you want, internet promise.
Bingo. And with that came this huge push for freedom of expression and like a really gung-ho entrepreneurial spirit. These were, and honestly still are, seen as the core of what the internet's all about.
Okay, so far we got individualism, freedom, gotta be your own boss. Sounds pretty good, honestly. How do those values, and they seem pretty positive on the surface, how do they lead to everyone sounding the same online, this whole memetic wave thing?
And here's where it gets really interesting. See, those values, as big and universal as they seem, they actually lead to totally different experiences for people depending on like their cultural background. Remember that blueprint we were talking about? Not everyone wants to build the same kind of house, so to speak.
Makes sense. We all got different needs, different values, see the world in different ways.
Exactly. Like, take that whole build your personal brand thing, something the internet pushes constantly, right? To someone from a culture that's all about, say, community over showing off, that pressure to be different, to stand out, it can feel like fake or even just stressful. Like they were given the wrong blueprint for what their online life should be.
So even with good intentions, the way the internet's set up, it creates different starting points for how people experience it.
And that's just the foundation. Now imagine throwing in all the other crazy complicated stuff, like algorithms, for example.
Algorithms, everyone's talking about them, but I think it would be super helpful to really break down what they even are and how they fit into this internet house idea.
All right, so picture algorithms like these, like invisible architects, constantly working behind the scenes of this internet house we're in. They're always watching what you do online, every click, how long you look at something, what you like, what you share. And they use all that to decide what you see next.
Okay, so they're trying to personalize our experience, which I guess seems kind of cool at first, but how does that connect to the memetic wave, this whole everyone sounding the same thing?
That is the million-dollar question, right? It's all about how these algorithms do the personalization thing. By constantly feeding us stuff that's similar to what we've liked before, they kind of accidentally create these echo chambers online spaces where we mostly see stuff that already matches what we believe.
So it's like the algorithm is saying, oh, you liked that. Here's a million more just like it. And in case you forgot you liked it, here's a million more on top of that.
That's actually a great way to put it. And while it might seem harmless, even fun at first, I mean, who doesn't like more of what they like, right?
Yeah.
It can actually stop us from seeing different opinions, different ideas.
Yeah.
And that's a key ingredient in the whole memetic wave thing.
So it's like, I love music, right? But if I only listen to one genre, I'm missing out on so much other cool stuff.
100%. Or here, even better example. Imagine just eating your favorite food every single day. Let's say you're a pizza fanatic.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Even the biggest pizza lover, I'm guessing at some point, too much pizza.
Okay, yeah, you got me there and get sick of it eventually. And that's actually a really good point. You need variety.
Right. Variety is the spice of life, or however that saying goes. And it applies to information, ideas, all of that too. these echo chambers, comfy as they might feel, they kind of starve our brains, you know? Like we need different perspectives to learn and grow. They trick us into thinking everyone sees things our way, which makes it harder to actually talk to people who don't. You know what I mean?
So we're stuck in our own little online worlds, being fed the same stuff that already makes sense to us. And that's contributing to this memetic wave, everyone's starting to sound alike online.
Exactly. And those algorithms we were talking about, those invisible architects, it's not like they're trying to trap us in these echo chambers. They're just built to keep us hooked, and how they do it is, well, giving us more of what they think we like. But the side effect of that is, yeah, everyone's thoughts start to look the same, like you said, that digital déjà vu.
It's fascinating when you explain it like that, but kind of scary too, big picture. But we can't just dish the internet. So what do we do? How do we break out of this sameness cycle, become more, what was that word you used?
Conscious digital citizens.
Yeah, conscious digital citizens. Like, wake up a bit to what's going on and how we can use the internet in a way that's healthier for us and for everyone else online.
Exactly that. And one of the most powerful things we can do is, like, diversify our information diets.
So instead of just following the same news or whatever stuff that already matches what I think, I could actually look for different viewpoints.
Yes. It's all about busting out of those echo chambers. Let yourself see the full range of ideas, opinions, all of it.
Man, I'm thinking about my own feeds right now.
Yeah.
I do tend to follow people who like what I like, which, yeah, it makes sense, but maybe time to shake things up a bit.
Exactly. Think of it like you're curating this awesome, balanced news feed for yourself. Like you wouldn't want to read the same headlines from the same places every single day, right?
Yeah. I got to keep it interesting. So diversifying what I read and watch, good place to start. But it's not just about what we're seeing online, right? We're all making content now. Every post, every comment, every little, like, it all adds up to this digital world we're in.
100%. Remember the internet house. We're not just living here. We're all constantly remodeling, redecorating, you name it. Every single thing we post online, it's like we're adding a detail to the house, a little color here, a new chair over there, and it all adds up to the vibe of the whole place.
Wow. Okay. I never thought about it like that. So it's not enough to just be careful about what we're seeing. We got to think about what we're putting out there, too.
You got it. We got to be conscious creators. Think about the impact our stuff has on everyone else, not just adding to the noise, you know. We can try to contribute something good, something that actually makes the conversation better.
So next time I'm about to hit share or post some comment, I should probably pause for a sec. Ask myself, am I amplifying something good here? Am I adding to the noise or actually trying to make the online experience better?
That's it. It's all about like bringing the same thoughtfulness to our online lives as hopefully we try to do in person.
100%. So we've talked about diversifying what we look at online and being more conscious creators. What else? How can we become those like mindful, empowered internet people? What does that really look like, being a conscious digital citizen? So we've talked about diversifying what we look at online and being more conscious creators. What else? How can we become those like mindful, empowered internet people? What does that really look like, being a conscious digital citizen?
Really good question. It kind of builds on what we've been saying. Like you wouldn't just walk into, I don't know, a new part of town without checking it out first, right? You'd want to know, like, what's the vibe, who hangs out there, what to expect.
Yeah, totally. I'm all about scoping out a new coffee shop or bookstore before I settle in. Got to get the feel of the place.
Right. Same goes for online. Big part of being, like you said, a conscious digital citizen is regularly auditing your digital neighborhood.
Okay. Auditing my digital neighborhood. I like the sound of that. Tell me more.
It's basically this. You're taking stock. Who am I following? What pages have I liked? What kind of stuff am I even looking at, sharing, all of it? Am I surrounding myself with different voices, different opinions? Or have I accidentally created like an echo chamber that's just showing me what I already believe?
It's like spring cleaning, but for my social media. Man, thinking about a few accounts I might need to unfollow. And some new ones to check out for sure.
Here you go. And as you're doing that, remember those algorithms we were talking about? They're paying attention to everything we do. So every share, even just clicking on something, you're basically telling those algorithms, yep, give me more of that.
So even little things like hitting that like button, it can actually change what I see online and what other people see too.
Exactly. It's about realizing we're all shaping the internet, whether we know it or not. Every little thing adds up.
That's kind of powerful, but also, whoa, big responsibility. Like with great power comes great responsibility, right? Spider-Man or something?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that responsibility thing, that's really what it means to be a conscious digital citizen. Being aware, being thoughtful, both online and offline.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive, any last inspiring words for our listeners, something to help them navigate the internet with, like a fresh perspective?
Here's what I'll say. Remember, you have a voice, you have a choice, and you have power online. Choose to use them wisely. Audit that digital neighborhood, be a conscious creator, and never underestimate how much you can do to make the internet a more, vibrant, interesting, and engaging place for everyone.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder that thought. For everyone listening, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the memetic wave and how to escape that feeling of digital déjà vu. Until next time, happy scrolling, and remember, be the change you want to see online.
Thanks for listening to Mythos AI. Stay tuned for more concise insights. And remember to hit the like button and subscribe for future episodes.